listening to the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski,
featuring former federal prosecutor and president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, Neama Rahmani.
For a little while there, I was thinking, I don't know. I mean, even if there is some impropriety by Becky Hill, if it only like one person says, maybe I heard this, it was kind of in question or gray area, maybe they would just, say, look, we got the verdict, we're done. But now we have her son who has been charged with wiretapping. Now, at this moment, we don't really know exactly how, why, if this connects to Murdaugh, if at all, but it is important to note that he is the Colton County Information Technology Director, works in the same place as mom, works with the same people as mom. I don't know that I couldn't tell you anybody of my friends or family that have ever been involved in wiretapping. It doesn't seem like a common thing to do unless maybe you have to do this for some sort of reason that may be somewhat criminal. And it is kind of odd that your mom has, people are kind of shining the microscope on her. Do you think there's a connection here between the wiretapping of son and mom with the allegations of jury tampering?
It's certainly possible. And again, you're right, Tony. This is not something that you see typically charged. You don't have people eavesdropping with microphones or, listening in on conversations. But that's what happened here, right? And again, he works for the county as well. He's the technology director. So I'm sure we're going to have a lot more information very soon about this case. SLED's investigating it. He was out on bond, but, whether there's a plea or whether the case goes to trial, it's going to be interesting to see what connection this has, if any, to Becky Hill's case. And of course, Becky's looking at her own potential charges for jury tampering. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, an evidentiary hearing is really what's needed in this. Why haven't we seen one scheduled yet?
I think the issue was it was up on appeal, right? So when the case is up on appeal, trial court can't do anything. And then there was a question of, is Judge Newman going to preside over this? Is he going to retire? Of course, he's a potential witness in the case. If Hill talked to him, now we're going to have a new judge. So between the appellate court and the new judge, it just put things on hold. But it absolutely has to happen because that's going to be the basis of the motion for a new trial.
Were you at all surprised by Alec in the sentencing going back and reiterating again and again that he did not kill Maggie and Paul? Does that have any sort of weight going forward with the possibility of another trial, or is it just kind of the ramblings of Alex Murdaugh? He's still sticking to his story.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Alec was talking about Maggie and Pawpaw, but I'm surprised the judge let him go on for so long about it because, again, obviously we know that the big story is the murder case, but really this was a case about fraud. So what does this have to do with anything? But again, Murdaugh going to Murdaugh, and that's exactly what he did. And, he thought he's still a trial lawyer in court and trying to argue to the judge, even though, again, doesn't have anything to do with this case. But not surprised he did it. Just really more surprised that Judge Newman just let it go on for so long.
Yeah, I think that was a great line you had there. Murdaugh's going to Murdaugh.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advance access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial free.
So you can binge on true crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.